What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're keeping well. If you're new around here, please like and subscribe. Eberechi Eze officially joins Arsenal then. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the whole saga because Tottenham was set to sign him, then he goes to Arsenal. So I'm going to give my thoughts as a Tottenham fan and what more we could have done and how I feel about it generally, because there's a lot to dissect here, and I'm going to be honest, level-headed, and also take my Spurs cap off. But as I said, if you're new, like and subscribe, and let's crack straight into it. So firstly, I feel, of course, Tottenham could and should have done more. For me, I look at it and go, firstly, for Arsenal, Kai Havertz gets injured on the Sunday and Arsenal have the deal done and announced by Saturday, so within 6 days, and the deal really done within 4 or 5 days. And Tottenham, over a month ago, James Maddison got injured and done his ACL and still haven't found a replacement. Son left weeks ago now, a couple of weeks ago at least, if not more, and we still haven't signed a replacement. That is the frustrating thing, and that's the levels and kind of difference in ambition, which is, okay, it is what it is. If Arsenal are ahead of us, I can accept that. What I can't accept is when a chairman goes, we want to be winning the Premier League and Champions League, but doesn't follow that up, follow that words and verbal kind of bit up with action. And the thing is, I completely agree with Thomas Frank and what he said right after. He was talking about Eze, of course, didn't name Eze, just generally, and this is a general rule as well. If a player doesn't want to come to Tottenham, we don't want them here. Same with any club, no player is bigger than the club, right? As much as Eberechi Eze, I think, would have made such a difference to this Tottenham team, I can't help but think him and Kudus, and it's not just, the frustrating thing is as well, it's not only that we haven't signed him, it's the fact that we also failed for Gibbs White and Eze, so we failed 2 top targets in that number 10 position. But it's the fact that we've seen this time and time again, the amount of players that we so nearly got, but haggled over the last minute or took too long. Some good examples are Willian, Eden Hazard, Bruno Fernandes, Jack Grealish. The list honestly is as long as your arm, and it's quite frightening, some of the names on there, what they've maybe turned out to be now. That's the sad thing for me. So yeah, to not get Eberechi Eze it's just frustrating. And what's frustrating is that it's quite predictable. I saw when Havertz got injured, I put on social media and a text with Dan before that saying Havertz got injured, and surely Arsenal look for attacking cover. I said, I know that Havertz's the number 9, but it just feels typical, doesn't it? They go and get Eze, and deep down I still believe that Eze would be a Tottenham player. But at the same time, we knew he'd let go by the Arsenal academy. Arsenal through and through, still is. So, and that's the problem, and that's the thing. Arsenal, Tottenham, he's probably going to choose Arsenal. That's fine, and probably. I initially felt differently, but now looking back at it, when Arsenal come in, it's probably not much more Tottenham can do, because even if they match or better Arsenal's proposal, I think Eze's going to opt for Arsenal. But that's not the point. The point is that Eze could have wanted Tottenham, and still, Eze's going to be offered a higher wage at Arsenal. And that's the thing, higher wage, they bid more, and it's just, I felt like we should have got this deal done. It took 2 weeks, the talks for Eze's according to reports, and that's just the frustrating, almost unforgivable thing, that we took 2 weeks to get it done. I just don't know why it takes that long. And that's the thing, if it's 70, 80 million, I get it. We're talking 55, 60 million, which Eze is absolutely worth, and it's typical Tottenham, wait till his release clause expire and try and underpay for the player, undermine the player. That's the frustrating thing, just get the deal done. And hey ho, he's an Arsenal player now, so we have to move on, and we have to accept, obviously, what's happened and move on to other targets. It's just frustrating to lose out on a top player like Eze. Is bad enough, let alone losing it to your main rivals in Arsenal, but then also scrambling around with about 10, 11 days left of the window, not knowing what to do. And still, I'd argue, 3 or 4 gaps that need filling, and now you've got Frank saying, I'm confident we will sign one player. The club have massively lowered their standards, and been a great start to the season, but I just feel for Thomas Frank. I almost feel like he's owed a public apology. He didn't land Gibbs White or Eze, and of course things aren't as easy as just me sitting here going, get the deal done. But what is frustrating is that Arsenal come in and get the deal done so quickly. An element of that I strongly believe is that Eze did want Arsenal, but also an element of it that mustn't be ignored is the fact Tottenham come in with a low ball offer. And I get football, it's about negotiating deals, I totally get that, but it's just a difference in ambition. Sometimes you just got to go, look, he's worth it, let's just pay it. You can't win the Premier League or Champions League if you don't sign top players. That's the thing, you've got to start paying the wages, that's on the owners, and you need to follow up, leave his words on the pitch, that's on him. So incredibly frustrating to lose out on Eze, because it looked like that we got him, and obviously this would have been a big signing, because what the important thing to note is that Kulusevski and Maddison are currently injured, both long-term injuries. Kulusevski looks like he's been delayed to 2026. No obvious creativity in the team. That's where credit to Frank, 5 goals in 2 games, really impressive. Also maintaining 2 clean sheets with 0 goals conceded so far this season, because we've just done really well without Eze, because we lack that creativity. We still got scoring goals, and you think without a creative player that puts more pressure on your defence because we're not attacking as much, but we've coped really well, so that's real credit to Thomas Frank. But nonetheless, what just frustrates me as well is that we know that Levy and co look at this and go, second in the league, and 2 wins out of 2, no goals conceded, 5 goals scored. But what's the problem? We don't need much more, and it shouldn't be like that. You should be thinking, how do I maintain this position? How do I keep going? How can I fight with the rest? And the reality is, Arsenal have shown that they're just so much more competitive and ambitious than us, and it's just as simple as that. And Frank can't compete on all 4 fronts if he's not given the tools to do so. So the Eze saga is frustrating. It's important to note that we won't know all the details. We're only going off reports, and as much as I am frustrated with the club, he probably would have chose Arsenal anyway, but I have absolutely no doubt about it that Tottenham could have done so much more, and that we just seriously lack the ambition at the right times. It's another player that we've failed to land. I don't want any player that doesn't want to be at the club, but we can't pretend that we didn't want Eze. We can't turn a blind eye to that. Eze's a fantastic player. It's like the Gibbs White. In the end, I was listening to his TalkSport interview, and he saying about he had to say is what to do with his wife, and he had complications with his baby, and he's a family man. I totally get that. However, I do, and I think he chose the right decision. He come across really well in that interview, and a top guy, a family man, because family always comes from football. It's important to remember they're human beings as well. But I think if Tottenham get a deal done quickly for the baby's due, I think we could have got it done. But again, we just haggle. A lot of that was on Nottingham Forest as well. But sometimes you've got to look at the situation, realise you finished 17th in the Premier League last season, you were in desperate need of a number 10, Maddison gets injured. That's the thing, if Kulusevski's injury hadn't been delayed, Maddison hadn't been injured, we signed a left winger, we've done this, done that, I totally get it a little bit more, but this is urgent. We need a number 10, we literally haven't got a number 10. There's no recognised number 10 at the club. That's the thing, that's incredibly frustrating. I don't get why the panic isn't there and why it takes so long. Of course, maybe some of it would have been Palace would have wanted to get a replacement. Okay, you pay 5-10 million extra, which funds their replacement, and they're very close to getting their replacement as well. So that's poor on Palace's side. That's not our problem, because they've now let Eze go to Arsenal without signing a replacement. I think deep down, Parish wanted maybe Arsenal to come into it to pay more money to increase the value of their player, which is now their club record transfer. Crystal Palace overtaking Michael Olise. And Eze probably deep down wanted to wait to Arsenal. They probably had a collective agreement between them both to wait for Arsenal or try and hold it out. But still, Tottenham, I believe, could have done more. Incredibly frustrating. We must move on to other targets. There's not a lot out there. Could Aston Villa be forced to sell because of PSR? Could we go after Morgan Rogers? Can't see them letting him go, as well as Jacob Ramsey, and that'll be a lot. We're talking probably 75-80 million English tax as well on that. So that's what's frustrating. Gibbs White and Eze, best value for money. They're for me the best 10s out there, other than Bruno Fernandes, who's going absolutely nowhere as Man United captain, and James Maddison, who's our player but injured. So what does it leave us with number 10? Got Harvey Elliott, but he's the wrong character for the dressing room, wrong person for Thomas Frank. Incredibly frustrating, incredibly difficult. Time's running out, and we'll probably just sign one player, if anything. And Frank's like, I'm confident I sign a player. It should be a confident signing 2 or 3 players is what we need. If we let Vuskovic go on loan, we need a centre back. Fans would argue we need full back cover. We know we're not going to get that there, and we definitely need a left winger or a 10. We'll probably just get one of them. That's incredibly frustrating. But Eze is an Arsenal player. I think he will get on well there. It pains me to say it, and I think Arsenal will be a real force for the title to win some truth from them, a bit like Tottenham. But I mean, they didn't play great against Man United, I suppose, but I just look at it and go, everything they missed in last season they've got a striker in Gyökeres, and that's the thing, they've got someone to finish the dinner. They've got a really good penalty taker. That's 2 things that Arsenal, I would argue, are missing, in particular their prolific goal scorer, and then they've got that creator who I'd argue is better than Odegaard and can offer competition for Odegaard. Even like Manueke, I don't think it's a great signing. He's still, finally they've got like cover and backup for Bukayo Saka, so Arsenal in a very strong position. So he will get on well there. That's a frustrating thing. But hopefully he's booed and given a difficult time every time he's got on the ball. But Eze joins Arsenal, a failure from the top of the board. We've got to accept it and move on. We can't pretend that we didn't want him. At the same time, we don't want a player that doesn't want to be here. Simple as that. Get involved in the comments below how you feel about the saga. Where's the blame lie with you? Because something's gone wrong somewhere. But for now, a massive COYS Spurs. Thank you very much for watching.